Derby County were caught on a European scouting mission just a couple of days ago. But who were the players that they were rumoured to be watching? Now, obviously, we don't have exact names or numbers of players who we potentially could be looking at, but 3 names have been brought to my attention and players who I wish to discuss in this video. Now, it's going to be very interesting to see how Derby County do process over the course of the next few weeks, because obviously we look as if we're going down to League One, which is obviously going to be disappointing for the club, but also gives us an opportunity to rebuild this squad with younger talent and quality players who could get us straight back up and then fight on in the Championship and build on to better and better players. Now, the players we've been looking at are rumoured to be an attacking midfielder, a centre forward and a left winger, with the oldest of those 3 players being 26 and the youngest player being 20 years old. Now, obviously, for Derby County, whoever we sign over the course of the summer window is going to be massively, massively important, because whatever league we're in, it's going to be really important that we start building for the future of this football club to take us to the next level. Now, player number 1 is Abu-Bekir. Now, I'm not going to try and say his full name, but he is of Turkish citizenship and was born in Germany. He currently plays for FC Magdeburg in the Bundesliga 2. Now, this season, he's made 15 appearances in the Bundesliga 2, 17 in all competitions, scoring twice, receiving 1 yellow card with 724 minutes played. Now, across the course of this season, he's played on the left wing, he's played as a number 10, he's played as a number 8. Now, he's played for Borussia Dortmund, not Borussia Mönchengladbach, and then obviously at Magdeburg, as well as SV Sandhausen. Now, obviously, for this player, he is an attacking midfielder, someone who Derby County would look to sort of play in that number 10 role. But if we look across his career so far, 131 appearances across the course of under-17s, under-19s, and obviously first team level, 24 goals, 22 assists, 12 yellow cards, 6,121 minutes played. And then the positions he's played: left wing, number 10 role, number 8, right wing, in behind the striker. He's even played as a striker, as well as in right and left midfield, which on transfer market are essentially wing-back positions. Now, as I mentioned earlier, he's played for Dortmund, he's played for Magdeburg, and he's played for Sandhausen. And he has been called up, I believe, for Turkey's national team. I believe it's the under-20s he was called up for, and he's reportedly worth £400,000 at this current moment in time. Now, he could be a great player for Derby County. You look at players like Kenzo Haldmine, who Derby County have brought in, and if we're going to try and find more creativity, this is exactly the type of player that Derby County need. Now, there's no detail on his contract, but what we do know is that he's born on February the 18th of 2003. He's 22 years old, currently playing in the 2nd tier of the German leagues. And will he be able to take Derby County to that next level? Player number 2 on the list is the oldest of the 3, and this comes in the form of a 26-year-old centre forward who was born in the Netherlands. Now, his contract is set to expire in 2027, also playing at Magdeburg. His name is Martijn Kaars. Now, he is a player who Derby County could desperately need. You look at the introduction of Lars-Jørgen Selverson, and this guy is pretty similar in that sort of calibre of striker. Now, 16 goals at 23 Bundesliga 2 appearances with 6 assists as well. He's also picked up 1 red card and 2 yellows. He's also scored 1 goal in the DFB Pokal. Now, obviously, when we're looking at this player, his season has been really good so far in 24-25, but is he someone who could translate over to England and come and play for Derby County? Now, it's really interesting when we look into this player because he's played in that number 10 role this season as well as a number 9. Now, he's only made a couple of appearances in the 10 role, but it's something which we can use as Derby County fans, because if he has the ability to sort of isolate himself in that role, which he has done on a bunch of occasions over the course of his career, then Derby County could certainly push themselves into a different sort of situation, because if he can play in that number 10, if he can play on both wings and in the number 9, then you can have 2 big men up front who can sort of rotate positions. You can have Selverson through the middle, you can have Kaars on the right, Kaars on the left, and add that sort of target man element to your wingers and things like that. Now, if we talk about over the course of his entire career, 304 appearances, again, this does include youth appearances, 130 goals, 37 assists, 15 yellows, 1 red, 19,831 minutes. He's played for a whole host of clubs after coming through at Ajax, playing at Voldeham, playing for Helmond Sport and FC Volland, as well as now obviously playing for Magdeburg in the Bundesliga too. Now, I've probably said that name about 5 different ways across the course of this video, but this player is certainly someone who I think could add themselves something to Derby County. And we are going to do a video covering each of these players individually on where I think they could improve Derby County and how I think they could do. So if you have not done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell, hit the like button as well to help push this video on the YouTube algorithm. But shall we get into the final player? Now, the final player is a 20-year-old left winger, also playing for Magdeburg in the German second tier. His contract expires this summer, but he is only on loan at Magdeburg. He is currently contracted to Union Berlin, but it doesn't say when his contract does expire. Now, he's rumoured to be valued at around €1.5 million and has made his under-21 debut for Turkey's national team, but he was born in Frankfurt, Germany. He's made 7 caps with 1 goal for Turkey's under-21s. Livran, Burcu is the player. He's made 22 appearances in the Bundesliga 2 this season with 3 goals and 7 assists, just 2 yellow cards. He's also made 1 appearance in the DFB Pokal. Now, if we look at his career as a whole, 61 appearances, most of them are senior appearances. There's only 5 that are listed here as under-17s. 10 goals, 14 assists, 3,588 minutes. Can play on both wings, has played as a centre forward and can play in the number 10 or the number 8 role. Obviously starting out at Frankfurt, at Magdeburg, Sandfelsen, and obviously, as I've mentioned, he is currently contracted to Union Berlin. Now, Derby County need wingers. We've spoke about this over the course of the last few days, but not only the last few days, but also the last few years. We all knew that we needed an improvement on Tom Barkhuizen last season. We bought in Corey Blackett-Taylor. That deal hasn't gone to plan. We knew we needed improvement on our wingers in the summer. We bought in Caden Jackson. Didn't quite go to plan. And then heading back down to potentially another battle in League One, we still need an improvement of those wing positions. Now, Derby County are going to have a huge rebuild over the course of this summer under new manager John Eustace. Is he going to be able to tempt talent like Burcu, like Kaars, like Abu-Bekir to Derby County to come and play in front of 27,000 at Pride Park Stadium? That's a question which is going to be on the lips of many, many Derby County fans. Now, I believe that all of these players could obviously improve Derby County, and also they're at ages where they've still got room to grow. Martijn Kaars is obviously the oldest of the bunch, and he is 26 years old. He's still probably got another 7 years within his career until he starts to really fall off a cliff. He's probably still got another 2 or 3 years of development within him. You then look at Abu-Bekir, who is 22 years old, has a long, long way to go in his career. And these are the types of players that Derby County need to be signing as they look to push themselves into a much better stratosphere. Now, the big question will be, how are Derby County going to be able to afford these players? And that is going to come in the form of investment, whether it be from David Klaus or external sources. That is going to have to come, whether it be now or whether it be at the end of the season or within that summer window. That investment does have to come. Now, will it come? We don't know. I spoke a few days ago about John Percy's article, which suggested that it is close, deals are close to be sorted for investment. And it also suggested how John Eustace is really set to really rebuild this club. And I think John Eustace is going to do an amazing job at doing that. It's going to be very interesting to see how the summer window does go. If you have not done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, as well as hitting that like button. If we obviously go through the season as a whole, we know that Derby County haven't been good enough. And these positions are positions where Derby County have needed bodies since the summer. It's going to be very, very interesting to see if John Eustace is able to attract them. Let me know your thoughts down below, and I'll catch you in the next one.